In a region that is now Turkey, there lived a Greek bishop named Nicholas. He was known for his generosity and his habit of secret gift-giving. As legend has it, to save 3 poor young women from being sold into slavery, he secretly tossed bags of gold coins through their window in the night. And purely by chance, one landed perfectly inside a stocking hung by the fire. So, how does the character from legend become one of the most successful icons of global marketing? For centuries, the bishop's legend spread across Europe, mutating like a centuries-long game of telephone. In the early 17th century, Dutch settlers eventually sailed to the Americas. They brought their saint with them, adapting his name to Sinterklaas. Later, American tongues would twist it into Santa Claus. But what did Sinterklaas actually look like? At this point, nobody really knew. In some towns, he retained the austere dignity of a religious figure. In others, he morphed into a mischievous, pipe-smoking elf with a pointed hat. That is, until 1823. Someone anonymously published a visit from St. Nicholas, better known today by its opening line, "'Twas the night before Christmas." The poem described the first modern version of Santa, a chubby, rosy-cheeked elf, a flying sleigh pulled by 8 reindeer, and his habit of coming down chimneys. Winter, 1862. The Civil War. America was drowning in blood. Wooden coffins from the killing fields of Virginia and Tennessee rolled steadily back into northern towns. Inside the office of Harper's Weekly, political cartoonist Thomas Nast was given a job. Draw something to cheer up the Union soldiers shivering in their winter camps. Nast sketched a short, bearded Santa visiting a Union Army tent. He dressed Santa in a coat covered in stars and stripes. In the corner, Nast added a shocking detail: Santa hanging a puppet of Confederate President Jefferson Davis. From that single wartime sketch, Nast kept drawing. In his earliest drawings, Santa was small, almost elf-sized. But as the years passed, Nast's Santa grew larger, rounder. Across more than 2 decades of drawings, by 1881, in his most celebrated illustration, Merry Old Santa Claus, the transformation was complete. A full-sized, heavy-set old man, pipe in mouth, sack of toys slung over his shoulder, radiating warmth and mischief. But Nast was not finished with the character. Piece by piece, he built a world around this new Santa. Santa's home was moved to the freezing North Pole. Up there, he ran a busy workshop filled with hard-working elves and piles of letters. Sometimes Santa had quiet moments, carefully sorting children into the naughty and nice lists. Later, historians and art critics crowned Nast with the title, "The Man Who Invented Santa Claus," a phrase so fitting that the New Yorker magazine borrowed it as the headline of a famous 1997 profile. Coca-Cola, fresh, delicious soda. By the late 1920s, Coca-Cola was an American giant, but only for half the year. As winter set in, soda fountains went quiet and sales plummeted. The company tried pushing slogans like "Thirst knows no season," but dry logic couldn't convince freezing consumers to reach for an iced bottle. So, how did a summer beverage company end up defining the ultimate symbol of Christmas? In 1931, amidst the crushing gloom of the Great Depression, people were looking for warmth and comfort wherever they could find it. To capture that feeling in their advertising, Coca-Cola chose Santa Claus. Back then, Santa was frequently depicted in a red and white coat matching the brand's signature colors. And best of all, he was completely free to use. To execute the plan, They commissioned Michigan illustrator Haddon Sundblom to bring this vision to paper. For inspiration, Sundblom looked no further than his close friend, Lou Prentice. Prentice gave Santa his now iconic features: the crinkling eyes, gentle laugh lines, and calm, grandfatherly warmth. Years later, when Prentice passed away, Sundblom simply looked in the mirror and painted his own aging face into the canvas. For 33 years, from 1931 to 1964, Sundblom painted many different versions of Santa. He captured a mischievous, slightly weary old man who slipped off his boots by the fire, played with puppies left under the tree, wrote notes to children, and routinely raided the family refrigerator for a cold bottle of Coke. Season after season, these images filled national magazines, billboards, and storefronts. Over time, the subtle repetition began to rewrite American winter habits. A cold Coke was no longer just a summer thirst quencher. It served as the reward Santa treated himself to by the fireplace, and a reason for families to keep their own fridges stocked all through December. The strategy worked better than anyone in Atlanta could have dreamed. Winter sales soared, bringing in record profits during what used to be their dead season. Coca-Cola had successfully erased its seasonal weakness, transforming an iced summer soda into an all-year-round necessity. Given time, they changed popular culture. In the minds of millions, Coca-Cola became deeply associated with one particular visual version of Santa. But Coca-Cola wasn't the only brand to realize Santa's power, because no single company owned Santa Claus. Department stores, toy manufacturers, and greeting card companies all rushed to tap the trend. Santa Claus became, in effect, one of the most effective brand ambassadors any company has ever had. The consequences of this shift reached far beyond soft drink sales. The marketing of Santa Claus quietly helped reshape modern consumer culture. Christmas, once a religious holiday centered on family and reflection, gradually transformed into the largest shopping season of the year, especially in the Western world. So, who really is Santa Claus? He is the jolly white-bearded old man in a red coat. And above all, the most successful marketing icon, ready to help any business sell a little holiday magic when winter rolls around.